capacity might count. She says she'll try,
Oh,
but she
okay.
doesn't think she can participate.
I was
Okay, so we will be starting now, and on the screen you see our topics. We'll continue our pie charts, and then
My
we'll
blank
get into
machine is blank.
exponents.
Sorry, my screen is blank. Only you I'm seeing.
You don't see the,
No, only you. Let me touch and see
let me
something.
find if Marietta sees it, because I did a share. Well, let me do a new share again. And do you see it now?
No, Miss Barbara.
No, I think it's from your end. I want Marietta to come on and tell me she sees it, because
Okay, let
I
me
did the
look.
new share and I'm seeing
Um,
it. So it
I see
may
the
be,
share too. I see it.
you see it?
Mhm.
okay, let
Yes,
me
it's,
go back.
so it's from your end, I'll say.
Let me check something here.
You may have to scroll over, left, right, whatever. You're on
Okay, let me try
your
something.
new iPad, right?
It's not
You
moving.
do you see it now?
No, I go right. Let me go back in. I close again. I don't see it. I don't know what's going on here. It's blank, just black. I just seen you.
You don't see Miss Beckles?
No, just your own.
Because she's got her
And I
banner
see,
up.
and I
The
see
1199 banner. You see
no,
it?
I haven't seen nothing. All I'm seeing is a little dot that say record.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's all I
You,
see. Hold on, let me touch this arrow and see if it go over. No.
I
Gone back
probably
into
have to
the.
log back in again.
Okay, let me go out and come back in.
Yeah. Marietta, you're back? Marietta, are you back?
sorry about that. I had to put the machine off. I don't want it to make noise.
Oh, okay. Mercedes was having problems seeing the screen, and it's from her end. Oh, there's Maureen coming on, because Miss Beckles could see it, and you see the screen, right, Marietta?
Yeah, I seen the screen, but it's not that big.
Okay, I can make it bigger. Hello, Maureen, you're on mute. Hello, Maureen, you're on mute. Okay, let me just make this bigger.
Okay, I'm back full. I can see everything now.
You can
Do you see
see,
my name?
okay.
I have to rename again?
Rename, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Maureen, you're on mute. Maureen, you're on mute. Maureen, unmute yourself. Okay, Mercedes, you. Okay, Maureen, you on mute. Mercedes, rename yourself. There you go. Hello, Maureen.
Yeah, Miss Barbara.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Okay. Now we'll get started with our assignment. And Mercedes did hers and did really well. So Mercedes, you're gonna teach the class today.
I didn't get to I didn't get to send in mine because I was out like this whole week going to therapy and going to get my flu shots and things,
Yes.
and I'm so tired. And
Yeah,
then and
yeah,
then
I
I'm going
said you
and
had
then
therapy. That's what
yeah
I told
and then it was out the whole morning. I know they're doing the thing for Maxie because she going away tomorrow thing. And,
Okay.
and then I going away Tuesday. But we are stopping long. We coming back in 27.
Oh, okay.
There's the cheap ticket. We get tickets for 40 something plus tax.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start with our assignment. And like I say, Mercedes is the only one who sent me a work and she did really well. So Mercedes, let's start with number one. Okay, and let me just make this bigger. Okay, Marietta, can you see it now? Is it okay?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay. So you have a pie chart there that gives you what? What's the title of the pie chart, Marietta? What's the title? And over here, what is it?
Oh, type of transportation.
That's very good. Types of transportation. And there are 4 types. And what are they?
Cars, bikes, walking, and bus.
That's right. Very good. So
Bicycle.
now you know what the pie chart is showing. It's showing types of transportation and 4 types: car, bicycle, walking, and bus. And it shows them in percentages, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, your first question is how many students in the school come to the school by bicycle? Remember, I told you convert your percent to a decimal, multiply by the number of students. So, Mercedes, tell us how you did 1A. How did you find the number of students that come to the school by bicycle?
Okay, a question says how many students in the school come to school by bicycle? So I looked at bicycle and it says 45%.
Yeah.
So I converted to decimal, which is 0.45 times 800.
Okay, so the 45% converted to decimal is 0.45. Then what's your next step, Mercedes? You multiply that what?
By 800, the total amount of students.
Okay, total number of students. Okay, so that's time.
Miss
And they
Barbara,
told us,
one second, let me just switch my light on.
okay, all right. So there's our total. You need that. Let me just underline that.
Okay, I'm
Okay,
back.
okay. And when you did that, what did you get, Mercedes?
I
What was
got,
your answer?
just a minute. When I did 0.45 times 800,
Mm-hmm.
my answer was 360 students.
360.
You
Okay.
got two.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Maureen.
That's
360.
that's the only one I get to do, and the other small one.
Okay, so you got that answer.
Yeah,
Yes,
So,
I got that, but I did not multiply. When I finished do that, I didn't do nothing else.
but you got
I get
1A correct, Marietta. You had that
I get
correct, right?
I got 0.45,
Okay.
and that's it. I didn't do the rest again. I don't know how to because I asked Miss
Well,
Maureen.
well,
Hey,
look,
I
look
told
here.
you,
Look
but
here.
to multiply it by the students.
See, convert percent to decimal. First step, Marietta, and multiply that by the total of students. That's what Mercedes did right here. First step, convert it to a decimal. Then take that decimal, multiply it by the total of all the students, and that gives you the number of students who come to the school by bicycle. Marietta, is that clear?
yeah, I understand now.
Okay, so it's 2 steps. Here's the first one. That's dividing 45 by 100, or shifting your decimal point 2 place to the left, which is the same thing, right? Take that decimal, multiply it by 800, and you have 360 students in the school who come to the school by bicycle.
Okay.
Okay, now Mercedes, I don't think you did B.
I send the answer back to you after I respond to
That's
you.
okay. So how do you do B? Tell us how you do. How do you
Okay.
find how many students do not walk to school? A couple of
Okay.
ways you could do it. How did you do yours?
Okay. The way I did it was, you're looking at how many students did not walk to school. So because bicycle, the student who use a bicycle did not walk. Car and a bus did not walk.
Right.
So I add up all those three percentage, 30 plus 10 plus 45. That's what I add. I had them together to
Okay.
get one total percent.
Okay. All right.
So
So let's just take what you did here. And I'll just put it on this line because I don't want to go to the next page. So you took all of the students that do not walk percentages and added them up. So that was what? 30
10
percent
plus 10
plus 10
plus 45.
Okay, plus 45. And what was that equal to, Mercedes?
85%.
Okay, 75 and 10, and that's 85%. So what does that 85% represent, Mercedes?
The amount of students that did not walk to school.
Okay, so the walk is right here, 15%, and 85 plus 15 gives 100. Because remember, I told you the total pie chart percent is 100%. So what Mercedes, she took the three modes of transportation that are not walking percentages and added them up. So what's your next step, Mercedes?
Then I say 85% times 800.
Well, you converted to a decimal, right?
Yes, sorry, I convert 85% to decimal, that's 0.85.
Okay. And then you did what with the 0.85?
Times the amount of students, 800.
800, again, that's still the total. And what did you get?
Total was 680 students.
680, and that's correct. Any questions? There's another way you could have done it. What was the other way you could have done it,
I can
Mercedes?
think of another way.
No, take 15%
Out of it?
of 800 and then subtract from 800, right?
So let's say it again, Miss, please.
Yeah. The second way of doing it is how many do not walk. Well, find how many walk and subtract that from 800. That would be the number that did not walk,
Oh, yeah.
right?
I didn't think of that way either.
Yeah, but that's
Sorry,
well, actually, it's a little easier, right? Because you only
that's true.
multiply, you
That's
don't have
true.
to add up the percents. You say,
Yeah,
well,
that's true.
how
That
many
didn't
did
come to
walk?
mind.
15% of 800. Take
All I'm-
15% of 800 and subtract. That was be 120. Subtract that from 800, you get 680.
Yeah. Yes, that's true. I didn't think that way. All in my
Okay.
mind that says, oh, those three are vehicles. So I'm thinking,
No, but with math, usually there's more than one way to do it. But this is perfect. You added up the non-walkers and got a percent, made it a decimal, multiply by the total. That gives you the number of students that do not walk. Marietta, any questions on that?
No, I understand it now.
You understand it, right? Okay. It's a nice little pie chart, right? And I think you had C. Let's look at C.
yeah,
Okay, C. How many students come to school by bus or in a car? Now, Maureen, tell me, how would you find that? How many students come to school by bus or in a car?
Yeah, I told them together.
Right? So what would I add together?
30 plus 10.
Okay, 30%. Very good. Okay. Plus 10%. And that gives you 40%, right?
Mhm.
Then what's your next step?
Then I put at the decimal, I put 0.40.
Right, you convert the percent to decimal and you get 0.40. And then what's your last step?
I multiply 800 by that.
That's right, multiply
Get
that by the
320.
total, 800. And what's your answer?
320.
320. Actually, I meant some math, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because 8 times 4 is 32, right? So 320, just put the 0.
Yes.
All right. Any questions on 1C?
No, thank you.
Okay, so you take it says how many students come to school by bus or car. So you look on your pie chart and you see those 2%. Do what Maureen said, add them up, convert the percent to a decimal, and multiply that decimal by the total. So 320 students come to school by bus or in a car. Now, let me just ask you a question. How many students come to school that don't come by bus or in a car?
That don't come by bus
Or in a car.
or
Now
in a
that's
car.
mental math.
Uh,
How many, Maureen?
60.
No.
You said bus or car, right?
No, I say
Oh.
how many students come to school other than by bus or in a car?
Oh, that is
That's mental math. Anybody?
60.
480.
480.
Oh,
Tell them how you got it. I'll say these.
Because bicycle, you have to put 45% and 15% together to get a total and then
No,
multiply.
wait a minute now. What did I just ask you?
You
I
asked me.
said, how many students come to school by a transportation other than bus or a car? And you said 480, and that's correct. And I'm asking you, how did you get it? How did you get 480?
I turned the percent to decimal and multiplied by the total.
No. That's not, no.
All
There's a
right, I
simpler
understand.
way to do it because we just told you 320 come by bus or car. So we really, all you have to do is take the 800 and subtract the 320 from it, right?
Oh,
That's
I
why I
didn't think
said
that
mental
way.
math. You subtract the 320. We've already found that, right?
Oh yeah, I didn't even look at it. Think that way. I'm
And
just
what's
looking
the,
to look
what's
at
the
it.
answer, Mercedes?
The answer was 480.
Yep, that's what I'm saying. You don't have to use the percent because we just found how many come by bus or car. So
Oh, I
other
didn't.
than bus or car, it would be the difference in this 320 and the
Okay,
total.
just take it to 320. You're right. From
That's right. Subtract
800.
that from 800. That would give you the number of students that come by transportation that's not bus or car. In other words, they come by bicycle or walking.
Yes.
Okay. Questions?
No, thank you.
Okay. And I mean, you could have done percent, 45 and 15, 60 and 60% of 800 is 480. But since you already had the 320, it's just a lot easier
Oh,
just to do the subtraction, right?
yeah, I know what you're thinking. You think that I should just look back on the answer and see the 320 and
Right, because
subtract.
you had
It is
already
the
found
answer,
this
yes.
answer. So I said, well, then other than bus or car, it'd be the difference in what is bus and car from the total. Got it? It's
Yes.
always more than one way. And usually one way is a little quicker than the other one, right? But I want you to sort of think logical if you can.
Yes.
If you already have something that you can use it. You already
Okay.
have this number. Okay. If you didn't have this Mercedes, then you probably would want to get the percents, add them up, convert the decimal, multiply by 800. But you already had this number.
I
So
didn't, but I wouldn't even think that way. I just go straight. I'm looking straight at the
you're looking
screen.
straight at the pie charts with the
Yes.
percents,
So
right?
I'm not looking at my paper what I did.
Okay. Any questions on this first pie chart on modes of transportation? How did you like that pie chart?
I enjoyed doing that pie chart.
Yeah, pie charts are really descriptive, but they do have disadvantages because you can't really add things to them. You know, they kind of pretty hardwired. You know, you
And
get
you
the
notice I
percent.
didn't do number two, miss. Oh, gonna be too much number. So I said I don't know if I could
No,
miss it.
no, no. I was surprised you didn't do number 2. Let me make it bigger.
I'm not sure I would able to do the like when you trying I have an
Don't
idea how
worry,
to do.
Maureen is going to help you out. Right, Maureen? Maureen is going to help you out. She knocked it right out of the park. Right, Maureen?
Miss,
Not
let me put a
really.
little, miss, let me put a little piece in there. I know that maybe I'm wrong, but 7 times 10 to the 10, what is it? 10 to the 10 power for the million. I was trying to do it short. I don't remember how to do
No,
it
but
short.
this is the same as the other problem. It's just that you got big numbers. That's all.
Yeah.
The whole
No, I'm trying
population
to
is
write.
about
I'm
7
trying,
billion, but you don't have to write out all the zeros. You just say the number. Okay. So the total, you know, you need that. That's 7 billion. Now, you look on your pie chart. What's the percent of the people who live in Africa, Maureen?
Africa,
Yes,
15%.
15%. So, Maureen, how would you solve 2A?
How many?
People live in Africa.
Multiply the 15% by 7.
That's right. Same thing. 15%. Make it a decimal. Like Maureen said, you multiply that decimal by 7. And we just say 7. The 7 represents the 7 billion. And Maureen, what does that equal to? Mental math.
105.
1, that's it. Very good. 1.05 billion. Now, Mercedes, that's no different from the one you just did. Just got big
miss.
numbers.
All right. This, all right. I did. All right. I noticed you have 0.15 two time. That's how you to do it.
Well, I converted it to a decimal, then I multiplied it by 7. This is another
Okay.
step,
Okay.
the
Okay.
second
Okay.
step.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, you got it? I'm just putting them on the same
So
line.
I couldn't think how to do short like how you're doing it right there. But I know exactly how to what to write the big numbers short was my problem. I said, oh, you
But
know
you
what?
didn't have to, but remember, we're not using zeros here. We're just saying 1.05 billion or 7 billion. We didn't put 0, 0, 0, 0. There'll be a string of zeros,
That's
but we
what's in
don't
my
have
head.
that. Yeah, but you didn't see that. I didn't give you this as 7, comma, 3 zeros, 3 zeros, 3 zeros, which would have been billion.
Because I know billion is 90.
That's right,
So
but I didn't give
I
you
said,
9
oh
zeros.
boy, I have to write the 90. I don't know how to write it
No,
short.
no, you didn't have to do that because I didn't give it to you as 9 zeros. So you just say 7 billion. 7 billion, 15% of 7 billion, like Maureen said, is 0.15 times 7. And you have 1.05 billion people live in Africa,
Oh boy.
right? You see why I say I was surprised that you didn't do
Yeah.
that one?
It's
Because it
just
was.
because I couldn't figure out to write short like that. Instead, I have to write all the long zero.
No, no, but if I didn't give you zeros, then you don't give me zeros.
I didn't understand, not to.
7 billion is just 7 billion, not 7 with a string of 9 zeros. Because
That's
we
exactly
had,
what was in my
no,
head.
no, we would have gone to scientific notation. We would say 7 times a number to a power. We wouldn't string out the zeros. Okay, that's what scientific notation does, converts. big
So the
numbers to
1 point,
compact way.
so when you write the 1.05, all I need was to do was just put the billion, the word billion there.
That's it.
Okay.
How many people live in Africa? 1.05 billion, like
Billion.
Maureen said. You got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, Asia has 60.4%, right? So, anybody want to tell me, how do you find the number of people that do not live in Asia?
Okay. I can say but I got it right. You divide the 60.4 by the 7.
60.4 by the 7.
By 7, which is 7 billion.
Why would you
convert it.
divide?
I don't know. It's just somebody that will tell you, I'm sure.
Okay. How many people do not live in Asia? Now, where do those people live, Maureen, if they don't live in Asia?
Nowhere.
Maureen, you looking at the
What?
pie chart?
Yeah.
You don't see
It
any other
says,
countries on it?
yeah, you got Australia.
Well, that's where they live. They live Australia, Europe,
Europe,
North America,
Yeah.
North
South
America.
South
America, and
America,
Africa.
Africa, yeah.
So 60.4% live in Asia. What percent live in those other countries?
15.
Now, here again, you
Six,
have two ways to do it. You could add, and I want you to do this one. You could, I'm giving you a
15.
choice. Here's what you can do. There are two ways to do it, and one is actually simpler than the other one. You could add up the percents for Africa, South America, North America, Europe, and Australia, right? You could add those up and take that percent, convert it to a decimal, multiply it by 7 billion, right? And subtract what you get from 7 billion. That gives you what is in Asia. Or the simplest way is say how many do not live in Asia is to take 60.4% of the 7 billion and subtract that amount from 7 billion, and that would give you the people in the other countries. So now you can decide how you want to do it. Add these all up, multiply by 7 billion, or take 60.4% of 7 billion. So which way do you want to do it? Anybody?
Miss, do it 60.4. Because I didn't know how to convert 60.4 to decimal.
Sure you do. Yes, you do. The same rule. 60.4%. Okay. What decimal? I'll say these. Divided by 100 or shift 2 places to the left. What do you get? 0 point what?
Shift 2 places left, forget 0.64.
You're
No,
throwing away
no.
the 0?
0,
You're moving
0.
it from, you move from here to here. From between the 0 and the 4 to in front
Yeah.
of the 6.
So
That's
it's
2 places.
0.604.
That's it.
Oh, Lord.
So how come you say you don't know how to do that?
I didn't even remember that I could. I look at it, but I'm not sure. I'm doubtful to leave it. That's why I'm not doing it.
Same rule. Just like you took the 15%, decimal point is right behind the 5. You moved it in front of 1. That's 2 places, right, Mercedes?
Yeah. Yes.
You have your decimal point here behind the 0. 2 places would have to be in front of the 6 because that 0 would just be 1 place. And then you put it here,
Oh.
it's 2 places. So it's 0.604. Got it?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, now I want everybody to multiply this by 7. That's the total, right? 604. Multiply that by 7. That's 7 billion. And tell me what you get.
4.228.
Everybody do that? I want
Yeah.
everybody. What did you get, Mariana?
4.228.
Okay, so 0.604 times 7. 4.228. Everybody got that?
Yeah.
Yes, miss.
4.228, and that's billion. Now, that represents the number of people who live in Asia. Now, Mercedes, how would you find the number of people who do not live in Asia?
I would have to add up all the other countries' percentage.
No, Mercedes.
Oh no, not again.
You know how many live in Asia. You know the total of the world population.
Oh
What's
yeah,
the
it's
easiest way to do it?
subtract.
Subtract. That's right. You take this 7 billion and subtract the 4.228. So do that.
Oh, you write that.
I will write it like this.
Oh,
And if you want to put zeros here, you can make.
that would be 90.
You don't need 9 zeros. We're saying billion. What's that
Oh,
equal to? 7.000, or you could really say 7. Okay. Minus 4.228. What does that give you? Anybody?
minus
2.772.
What do you get? Marietta, what did you get?
2.772.
2.772, and that is correct. Very good. 2.772 billion. So that represents the number of people who do not live in Asia. You see, Mercedes, why I stop you on those percents? Because you was doing the long way. You
Okay.
already know how many live in
Okay.
Asia. And the difference in the total and the ones live in
Oh,
Asia,
yeah,
the ones
yeah,
who
got
do
it.
not
Yeah,
live in
yeah.
Asia, right?
So because we know we get the total amount for Asia already. All we need to do is
Yes,
subtract that amount from the total, which is 7
that's right.
billion.
That's right.
Gotta
So
put that in my head.
2.772 billion people do not live in Asia. So we see where most of the people live. Where? Asia.
Yeah.
And we are in North America, so we represent a small percent, right?
Question right there, miss.
Yes.
When I look at the pie chart, how would you say a half and 1/8? How would you call the in fraction for
Well,
Asia?
what's 60 over 100?
60 over 100.
It's 6 over 10, and then simplify that. What do you get?
6 over 10.
3 over 5.
Okay, 3 into 10. What would you do? Get one number to divide both?
No.
Numerator and denominator by the same number. So 6
Yes.
over 10 reduces to 3 over 5.
Yes, that's right.
3/5, right? So about 3/5 of the world's population is in Asia. Right?
So, hold on. I want to get it straight. 3/5.
Take the 60.4. Round it off to 60. Let me just
Yes,
put it here. Okay.
because
Let
4
me
is not
just put it
5, so
here.
1.
Okay. Okay. So I'm taking the 60.4. And I'm rounding because that 4 is smaller
Not
than 5.
5.
So
So
I'm
not
rounding that off to 60%,
yeah.
right? And 60% is equal to, what is a decimal, Mercedes?
That's the one. 0.60.
0. What?
60.
60, right? And
Just a minute.
remember, a percent is a number over 100. So that's really 60
Excuse me, I'll be right back.
over
Okay.
100. Okay. 60 over 100. Okay. And 60 over 100 is what?
60 over 100.
It's really 6 over 10.
Yeah.
You don't have to go through all these. You could really come to it easier because you could take a number that goes into 60 and goes into 10. And that number is 20. And that would leave 3 over 5, 3/5. But you could go right from here because 20 into 60 is 3 and 20 into 100 is 5. I just went an extra step, but you didn't have to. You could do it from here. So that means about 3/5 of the world's population is in Asia.
So the fraction would be 3/5.
3/5, right? Now, suppose you want to do Africa. Africa is 15%, right? So
Well,
let's
all I miss, that mean 1, 2, 3,
question.
5. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I'm trying to figure out you get the 5. I realize now.
Oh yeah, I could go right from here, Mercedes. I could do 20 into 60, and that would give me 3, and 20 into 100 would be 5, right? So I could really do it from there. Okay, let me make this bigger. Okay, now suppose I say, well, what fraction of the people live in Africa? Africa is 15%. Mercedes, what would that fraction be?
The fraction
Yes,
will be
you tell me
1.
what the fraction is. What's the fraction of the people that live in Africa?
I don't think I'm sure to convert it. That's sometimes I'm weak in that.
Well, 15% is what as a decimal? Step you through it. What is that equal to as a decimal?
0.15.
Okay, 0.15. Now, that's equal to what? Well, a percent is a number over 100, so it's really 1/5 over 100. And that's what that is, right? 0.15 is 1500.
So the 0 stands for 100.
Now, what number
I'm back.
divides into 15 and divides into 100?
That will be 5.
So 5 into 15 is how many times?
3 times.
3, and 5 into 100 is how many times?
And 5 into 100 is 20.
That's your fraction. 3/20 of the people live in Africa.
So all I need to do was to put the percentage together, 15 over 100.
Right. Yeah, you didn't really have to
then-
go here because percent is a ratio of a number to 100. So
And
you
just
could
get the
really
number
go
that divides both.
15% to 15 over 100 and then simplify it, reduce it. Look at the numerator and denominator, find the number that
That goes to
divides into both, right?
Okay.
And usually it's pretty easy to find, you know? Because 100, you can think of like 20, you can think of 5, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, go into 100. And you can think 20 goes in 100, 5 times 5 in 100, what, 20 times. 2 in 100, 25. So it's not a whole lot of numbers you're going to be using, right? But remember, whatever divides in 100 must divide into that numerator too, right? Any questions on how if you wanted to find the fractions here? Any questions?
No, miss.
Now,
Thank you.
if you said Europe, now 11, you put 11 over 100, you leave it because you can't simplify that anymore.
Oh, okay. Yes, because if you're
Right?
going to get
That's right, because 11 over 100 does not
even
reduce
if
to
you use
anything.
2, even if you use 2 is the simplest one, you're going to get a remainder. So you have to leave it
Well,
just
you
like
can't. Well, you leave it. It's already simplified. There's no number that goes into 11 and goes into 100. 11 is a prime.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Any questions on number 2?
Miss,
So
wait, miss. Same as look at 7.3.
yeah, 7.3 over 100. That's 73 over 100. That's already simplified.
Okay.
You don't have a number that
All
goes
you do
into
is move the
73
decimal
and goes to
point,
100.
miss.
Yeah, just,
But-
well, seven, remember, a percent is a ratio of a number to 100. So each one of these is, you just put over 100.
Okay, well, 6% could simplify.
6%, well, yeah, because you, 2 goes into 6 and 2 goes into 100.
Yeah.
And what would this one be? Let me just put this one, and that's a decimal percent. Okay, so let me put here, that's a decimal percent, 0.3%. What would that be equal to over 100?
That would be 30 over 100.
No, percent is the number, whatever the percent over 100. So we said,
3 over 100.
no, that's not 3, that's 0.3.
Oh, Lord.
Was 0.
What is it,
0.
Maureen?
0.03.
What is it over 100, Maureen? 0.3 over 100. And that would be what?
3 over
3.
100.
No, that would be 3 over 1,000,
What?
right? If you multiply, okay, 10 by 0.3 gives you 3. 10 by 100 gives 1,000. So, and this then would be what? As a decimal, 0.003. Isn't that what you get when you move your decimal point 2 places?
Yeah.
0.003.
I don't comprehend that. It's with 1,000.
Yeah, 0.3 over 100. If you're not going to leave this decimal point in the numerator. So to do that, you multiply the 0.3 by 10 and the 100 by 10. What's 0.3 times 100, Mercedes?
What's 0.3
Yeah, by 10.
by 10 is 3.
It's 3. 0.3 times 10 is 3. And then
Yeah.
you multiply the denominator by 10. 10 times 100 is 1,000.
Oh.
Okay. And see that 0.3, if we converted that to a decimal, it's right here, right? So we move it 2 places. So that's 1 place and that's 2 places. So you can see it's correct because 0.3% is 0.003 thousandths.
Oh.
Same rule, except the percent is less than 1%. And we said percents can be less than 1 or they can be greater than 100.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Okay, any questions on, that was number 2. So Mercedes, you see number 2 was no different than, we have one more at number 2. So
You give me an idea,
it's
Mr.
no different than number 1, except you just had a billion, but it wasn't in terms of zeros. It was just a number billion.
All in my head, Miss, I have to write out those old little zero.
No, but if you don't see them as zeros, why would you write them out as zeros?
I didn't understand, Miss.
No, if you don't see zeros there, you just use what's given. And I gave you 6 billion. I didn't give you 7 with string of 9 zeros. I didn't want to even work with zeros until we get the scientific notation where we can say times 10 to a power. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Now, how many more people live in North America than in South America? Anybody want to tell me that?
North America.
How would you solve 2C? Now, North America, you see here, 7.3%. South America, 6%. So how many more people live in North America than South America? How would you find it?
First of all, you gotta find out, convert the South America to decimal to get your answer and do the same with Africa. Then you know the
No, we're
amount.
talking North America and South America, not Africa.
Oh, sorry, North America, I meant.
How many more people live in North America than in South America?
Oh, sorry. That's 6 and 7.3.
So North America is 7.3%. South America is 6%, right? So what do we do with those figures, Maureen? What do we do?
You can track them.
That's right. You subtract them to get the difference, right?
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
subtract the 7.3% minus the 6%. So minus, and what do you get, Maureen? What's that equal to?
1.3%.
Okay, 1.3%. Then what do we do with that?
Sorry it took so long.
Okay, I multiply it by the 7.
Multiply it by the 7. That's it. So the difference in percent of North America, 7.3%, and South America, 6%, is 1.3%. So let's just take that 1.3%, convert it to a decimal, and like Maureen say, multiply it by the total. So let's just put that there. What would that be as a decimal, Maureen?
Well,
0. Point what?
0.13.
0. Point what?
13.
No, that's 13%.
Um,
You got to move it 2
0.1.
places.
0, 0.
How many zeros after the decimal point?
2 zeros.
No, when you shift
You see, so it's 1 0.
1 0, right? Or divide by 100, right? So it'd be 0, 1, 3.
Yeah.
Right?
Miss question.
Question?
How do I know that you put 7.3 in the calculator, or you put the 16 to get the 1.3?
How we know what?
Or you put the 6% in the calculator?
You just put 6%.
Yes, but it's 6.
Just put in 6. You don't have to put in you could put 0.0, but you don't have to. Just put 7.3, the subtraction sign, and 6, and you get 1.3. You
Okay,
get it?
got it. I thought I have to do something with the 6.
No, you don't. You don't. The calculator knows that it doesn't have any digits following its decimal point, which is behind the 6.
And what you do next now with the answer?
You take the 1.3%, and Maureen converted that to a decimal, 0.013. Now, the difference between North America and South America is 0.013 as a decimal. Now, you take that and multiply it by the 7 million.
Okay. The answer multiplied by the, okay.
Yeah, take that, multiply it by the 0.013, and multiply that by your 7 billion. And what does that give you, Maureen? What's the answer?
0.091.
What is it?
0.091.
That's what I got to.
You say 0.
Point
0.091.
91.
Okay, so we multiply that by so the difference will be 0.91 billion. Questions? Just check, just
You
share.
broaden my understanding of this, Thomas.
Okay.
Thank you.
So 7 times 0.013, 0.91, and that would be billion. 0.091 billion would be the difference in population of the South America and the North America. Questions? Now, another way you could have, this is the easier way, but you could have taken 7.3% of the total, 6% of the total, and then subtract them. Now, I want you to do that and see if you get the same answer. Take 7.3% of the 7 billion, take 6% of the 7 billion, and then subtract
Right,
it.
right.
Tell me what you get.
Well,
0.073 times 7. All right, and then take the 6%, 0.06 times 7. Anybody have an answer?
But you have to do 7.3.
What's,
Hello?
yes,
You not hearing me?
yes. What is it, Arietta?
What did you say?
I said, okay, we got 0.091 billion, right? I
Yeah.
want you to take 7.3% of the total, take 6% of the total, because this is North America to South America, and then subtract those two numbers and see if you get the same answer as when we just took the difference of the percents. Does everybody understand what I'm asking you to do? 7 point, I'll write it here. Take 7.3%
I'm sorry about that, Miss Barbara. My phone rang.
of the 7, right? And take the 6% of the 7. And those answers, I want you to subtract and tell me if you get the same answer that we got here, the 0.091.
So you're saying, Miss, that we have to take 7.3% of
Of
7
the
million?
total, that's for the North America. Take 6% of the 7 for the South America, and then subtract those two numbers and tell me if you get the same answer that we got when we took just the percent difference and then
and
multiply the percent difference. Maureen, you have it?
no, I was going to call. I had tell you was to hold my call. That's Maxine calling me because she coming to pick things that I got for her.
Oh, okay. All
Yeah,
right.
but she didn't call that though.
Okay.
So you say
So
was to multiply what?
take 7.3% of 7, and that means convert 7.3% to a decimal and multiply it by 7. Take 6% of 7, multiply, a decimal times 7, and then subtract the 2. Tell me what you get.
I can't even tell you. That sounds so confusing.
No, 7.3% of 7, Maureen, is 0.073 times
I
7. Let me just write it because you've been doing this all the time. 0. We convert this to a decimal, 0.073 times 7. And what does that equal? So do that one and then take the 6% of 7. That would be equal to, I'm writing it here, and that would be 0.06 times 7 equal. Now, what do you get for the first one? 0.073 times 7.
0.511.
That's what I get.
0.073 times 7. You got 0.511. Okay. So let's just put that there and then tell me what you get for the next one. 0.511.
I get 0.42.
Okay, so 0.06. And that one's mental math. 6 times 7 is 42. So that's 0.42. Now subtract those. What do you get? What do you get? Anybody?
A minute.
Subtract these two numbers and what do you get?
0.019. Ooh, the answer.
How much I get 0.091.
Yeah, 0.091.
That's what I got.
Yeah, There we go. That's a subtraction. So that would be 0.091. You get the same answer, right? So
Yeah.
whether you take the percent differences, multiply by the total, or where you take percent of North America, percent of South America, and then take those populations and subtract them, you get the same answer. So there's a couple of ways to do it. The easiest way, I think, well, you decide, but I think the easiest way would just be to take the percent difference and then take that percent of the total. Questions? So everybody understand now how when you say something more than, that means you've got to subtract, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because you're getting a difference. How many more people live in North America than South America? That means find how many live in North America and South America and then subtract. Or take the percents of the two, subtract, and then take that percent difference times the total, which is what we did in this first, calculation. Any questions? That was number 2. Let's go to number 3. Now, 3 dealt with blood types. Okay, let's look at the chart. Here's the chart. Now, this chart, let's say that you still have the noise. I don't know if you took the computer to the...
I didn't get to go to them yet. I have to take it tomorrow.
Okay, so type O is what percent? The title of this graph is blood types for a group of 200 people. What's the percent for type O? Does everybody see this pie chart? Yes? Marietta, do you see this chart?
Yeah, I see it.
Okay, what's the type O percent? Right here, the blue.
40%.
Okay, what's the type AB?
19%.
And the A?
16%.
And the B?
25%.
So now you know the percents of the type, right? So
Yeah.
let's go back up here. Now, okay. So how many people in this group have blood type AB? Now remember the total is what? 200.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we're working with, that total, right? Excuse me, I have a cold. Sorry. I drank some tea earlier, some turmeric. And that seems to help.
Turmeric and ginger.
Add ginger to it.
Well, I didn't have ginger, so I just had turmeric.
You should add ginger.
Oh, someone told me the ginger.
Cayenne pepper is good too.
Oh, I have cayenne pepper. I should have put that
With
in.
lemon juice.
Well, I have some lime. So. Will lime work just as good?
Yeah.
Okay, because I have some lime. Okay. Now, what's the percent of the people that have blood type AB? Let me go here. Question?
Sorry,
Yes.
just pushing a piece of medication. You could use orange juice with a little turmeric, and you had cayenne pepper to it, but not much.
Oh, okay. Because I have orange juice. All right, I'll try all those. Because I know the turmeric tea did help. I had a mug of it earlier. Okay, so the type AB is what percent?
19%.
19. So let's go back up here and answer this question. How many people have blood type AB? So let's put 19%. Okay. Now, how would we find how many people that represent? Anybody want to tell me? This is mental math too.
So you have to subtract?
No. Think about it, Marietta. You have 200 people.
So you have
19% of them have the AB blood type.
Mm-hmm.
So how many people would that represent?
How many people?
Yeah, how many people does 19% represent? How would you find it? Something I told you at the beginning. I said, make your percent a decimal, multiply it by the total. Here, your total is 200. So
Mhm.
what would you do, Marietta? Just tell me in words. What would you do?
So you have to multiply 200 by 19.
That's right. Make the 19% a decimal and multiply that by 200. So your number of people, just what we've been doing before, right? We have the 19% equal 0.19 to 19%. That's 0.19 decimal. Then take that 0.19 and multiply it by 200. What does that give you?
I get 30 3800. No, 3.800.
No,
38. Yeah,
38. That's what you get. That's
zero.
That's
That's what
what
I
you
get.
got, Marietta. Very good. You get 38. Okay, so that's equal to 38. So let's just put that there. 38. That's your answer. So 38 people. So this is 19% converted to decimal. Then multiply the decimal by 200. So the number of people would be 38. So that's the answer for the first one, 38. Answer 38. Got it? Now, any questions on 3A?
No.
Okay. Now, how many people do not have blood type O? Now, let's go to the pie chart. Now, 40% has O. So, how many people do not have O? What percent? If 40% have O,
60%.
60%. Marietta, you just subtract the 40 from 100. The whole total is 100, right? 31 and 19 is 50, 19, 35, 25, 60, and 40 is 100. So if the whole thing adds up to 100, type O represents 40%, then 60% do not have type O. So how many people do not have type O? So type O represents, let's just put 40% here. Okay. So type O represents 40%. I'll just put 40%. Now that's type O. Now the ones that don't have type O is 60%, right? You just get 100% minus 40. And that's what Mercedes said, 60%. So that's 60%. And what does that represent? What does 60% represent?
120.
The 60% represents the one that do not have blood type O. But in terms of number of people, that would be 60% of 200, right? So let me just write it here, 60% of 200. And of means you multiply. So this would then be is convert the 60 to a decimal, 6.60 times 200, and that's equal to 120.
120.
So your answer is 120. Okay, answer 120. Questions on B?
No, thank
Questions?
you. No, thank you.
Okay, now let's look at C. Marietta, how many people in this group have blood types A or B? So let's go back to our pie chart. Okay,
My head hurting me. I don't know why my head hurting me.
what's the matter?
I'm having a headache.
Okay, so we're looking for the people in this group that have A or B. So let's look at our pie chart. What's the percent for A and what's the percent for B?
B is 25%.
And A is,
16%.
okay, so what's the total? What's 16 plus 25?
16
Plus 25.
plus 41.
Okay, so you have 41%. Very good. Okay, so 41%, that's the total of A and B have blood types A or B. So how many people would that be? How would you find it?
How would you okay. You 0.41.
Very good. So you make the 41% a decimal. So 0.41. And what do you multiply that by?
The 200.
Very good.
Now
Excellent.
I know. Now I understand it now.
Wonderful. And what's that equal to? Very good, Marietta. What's that equal to? What's the
Now
number?
I understand it because
That's great. And what is that equal to?
okay, equal to 82.
82. Mercedes, you had that one incorrect. How did you do it?
Yeah, I made an error, miss. I made an error.
What did you do? I was surprised you missed that one because you had all the other
I
ones
did
right.
that one in between sleep because I did it last night.
Okay. Yeah, you just add up A and B and take that
Yeah,
percent of 200, right?
I'm not, you know, I say, what on earth did I do? Well, how come I get it wrong? I had 70.
I was
And I
surprised.
said,
Say, where did she get 70? That doesn't make a lot of sense.
I did it when I was maybe was walking up another time.
Oh, okay. But so you just take the blood types A and B and add them up, just like Marietta did, and got a total 41%.
Yeah, I know all of that.
Yeah, and then take 41% of the 200, which is 0.41 multiplied by 200.
This Barbara just stop away and come back.
Okay, very good, Maureen.
Maxine coming for the things now, so I'm gonna put them at the door so when she come.
They're
Yeah.
right there for her.
Uh-huh.
Okay, now Maureen, this is number
Yes.
3. Do you understand number 3? Which is Mercedes or Marietta explain it to you?
Miss, excuse me. She had 16 and 19.
Or what? Which one? A, B, C, A, B, or C?
C.
Okay, C was A or B. So A or B was 16 and 25.
Oh, that's where I made an
Not
error.
AB, not AB. That's a
That's where I
different
made
type. It
that's where
says
I made
A or B.
it.
So 16, that's what Marietta did. She had the 16.
Oh, miss, guess what, miss? When I zoom mine, it looked like a R. Yeah, that's why I made the error. So I go back, take out the B out of 19, and my answer is right, but the wrong number.
Oh, you use AB.
I take
Type
B from,
AB.
yeah, I say A is 19 and B is 19. So I use B in 19 and put 19 instead of 25 because my type B look like type R to me. And I zoom it up. I said, that's supposed to be B's
Yeah, I
R.
know the B is not good, but the thing is, the only types we're dealing with are the B, A, the AB,
I
and the
couldn't
O.
figure that it was a error
Yeah,
or what.
yeah, I
It looked
know
like
the B is not so clear, but the thing is, the types we're dealing with are A, B, O, and AB.
so I
No
should have
R. There's no R type.
Okay, I should have 25 instead of 19.
Yeah, you should have added 20.
Yeah, that's why I got it
Yeah.
wrong. How come I get it
Yeah,
wrong?
that's what Marietta did. She added 25 and the 16 and got the 41, and that's absolutely correct.
Exactly 41.
So what did you do,
I
Messi?
add 16. I add
19
16.
and 16?
Yes, that's why I got it
Oh,
wrong.
so you got 35, and
Yes,
35% of 200 is 70. Okay, I
yeah.
was wondering how you got the 70. I said she had to multiply something by the 200 to get 70. Okay, so you just picked the wrong types. Should be
Yes.
the yellow and the
I'm looking at it, I
greens.
said, but that is an R. I don't see another B. It's an
No,
R.
there's no R type for blood types.
I should think that anyway.
Yeah. Which, oh, most people have O, right? O.
But yeah, because
Is
but
that true in real life? Most people have O.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Is
I
it
have
true,
O,
Is it true, Marietta? Most people have O.
yeah.
I
unless
have B. I have B negative, and B negative is pretty rare. Because I know when I was working, I used to donate blood all the time. They would always send me the notice to donate blood because they need that B negative.
yeah, but O means can go to anyone.
The O can be used by any type, right?
Yes,
Like a
can save a
neutral.
life faster than the others.
But I don't think some of the B's can be used by, I mean, people that need
No.
B negative, I think they have to have B negative. Okay. All right, we have another pie chart. And what's the title of that chart? Diet on a day.
Yes.
And you have carbs, proteins, and fats. Now notice this one is in degrees. And the degrees in the pie chart add up to what? Anybody? What is
360.
360? That's right. 360. Whereas the percent add up to 100. So carbs, proteins, fats. And notice you have your legend here. The carbs are the green, the protein is the blue, and the fats are the orange. So diet on the day, it looks like how much, what fraction would you say would be carbs? What fraction would be carbs? Maureen? Maureen, are you there?
No, remember she went and dropped the thing for the lady by the door?
Yeah, I
And
thought
she
she
said,
did. I thought she did it.
she ain't come back yet.
Oh, she didn't come back. Okay.
Yeah.
So Marietta, what fraction is carb?
What fraction is carbs?
Yes.
The
Well,
108?
Well, how could you find it? Carbs right here. How would you find it? 108 over what?
Over 180?
No, 360.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Remember, the total is 360, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if you wanted to find the fraction of the carbs, it would be the 108 over 360. Now, okay, so let's just look. Okay.
Oh, not like that.
So we want to find the percentages. What are the percentages of each group? So let's take proteins. Proteins is 180. So let's just put 180 here. So proteins, let's put 180. All right. And carbs is 108. 108. And fats is 72. And this is in degrees, right? So let's just put fat 72. Now, how would you find the percents? Anybody?
How are you finding it?
How would you find the percent protein, percent carb, percent fat? We know the degrees, we know the total is 360. So how would we, let's take proteins. How would we find percent of protein? Let's see, percent.
So that means you have to subtract 360 with 108. No, 180.
108 divided by 360. Multiply the answer by 100.
Protein was, let me go back up here. Protein is 180, right? So how would I find the percent of protein? What would that be equal to?
Divide by 360. The answer multiply by 100.
Tell me what to put. Percent
Um,
of protein equal
180.
what?
180 divide by 360.
Yeah, that's the total, 360 in degrees. And that's equal to what as a decimal?
0.
Or as a fraction, actually.
0.5.
It's easier to do it as a fraction. What is it, Mercedes, as a fraction?
That would be 1/50.
Oh,
Am I saying it wrong?
180 goes into 180 one time, and 180 is exactly half of 360, right? So just
Yeah,
be
that's
one
but-
half.
Yeah, I know that.
Okay, so you got the fraction, and that would be equal to 50%.
Yeah, that's what I should say. The 50, I mean, when I say 50, I mean the half.
Yeah, but I'm just saying you could make it a fraction, and you know what 1/2 is equal to. You know that's 50%, right?
Yes.
So that would be your answer here for the protein. We put 50%, 50%. There we go.
Yes, I have
Okay.
one right.
All right, so now I want you to calculate carbs and fats. Do the same thing. That's percent of proteins. I want everybody to calculate percent of carbs and percent of fats. So let me just put that here. So this would be percent of carbs, okay.
I got 30.
What did you get?
30.
Okay, so you had what, 108?
Mm-hmm.
108 over 360. So let's change this to, okay, this is the carb or carbohydrates. So this would be 108. I got the 0. What was that equal to, Mariana?
30.
Okay, so it's 3/10. Okay, 3/10. And 3/10 is equal to 30%. And that is correct. Very good. Okay. You could have gotten a decimal here and that been 0.3 or 3. Okay. Now proteins was 72. Right? So what's the percent of proteins?
I get 20.
Okay, 72. Okay, very good. 72 over 360 is what? 1/5 as a decimal, and 1/5 is equal to 20%. Okay, so let's put here 1/5. Or if you want to put it as 0.20, and that would be 20%.
Now I know how to do it and don't beg nobody to do it.
Okay, very good. Okay, 20%. So this would be 30. So let's just put 30 here. The answers. Okay, 30%. And carbs is 20%. Questions on number 4?
Yes, miss.
Yes, what's the question?
The question is, because I divide 20 by 100, that's why you call it 1/5 for 20%.
Yeah, well, 1/5 is 20%. Yeah, right.
Yeah, I
20
just want to
times 1
make
is 20, and 20 times 5 is 100.
I just want to make sure it's
Yeah,
not
yeah. Ratio of a number to 100 is percent. 20 over 100 is the same as 1 over 5. 1 over 5 is the simplified version, right?
I got them right. I got them right. I
Got
just
them?
want to make
Yeah,
sure
yeah.
I am.
Okay, yeah, no problem. So you know now that you have 360 degrees in your pie chart. When it's in degrees, you have 100% when it's percent, and you have 1 when it's fraction. Any questions on the pie charts?
Miss, when I
Yes.
looked at the pie chart first, Miss, oh my, I didn't know how to. I said, oh my God, what do I do to degree to do degree again? So I went and researched on my own,
Okay.
and then I started to try it, and I said, oh, it's working. Because
Yes.
one way somebody doing 5 upon 18 and dividing to this, I said, but I don't. But so I said, you know what? Let me try my 300.
360, right? That's whole thing of the circle. Half of it is 180. The whole circle is 360. So when your pie chart is in degrees, it adds up to 360 degrees. When it's in percents, it adds up to 100%. If it were fractions, it adds up to the number 1.
So first I put in multiply, it isn't right, and I go back and I put in divide. I say, oh, I'm getting it.
That's right. You take whatever the degree is and divide it by the 360. That's the total for the whole pie chart. Hello, Chastity. Chastity's on now. Okay. All right. Now let's look at exponents. Now, when you multiply, what do you do with the powers? Anybody? What do you do to the powers when you multiply? Anybody? What's the rule? I gave you
You had the powers,
you
miss.
add the powers, right? When you multiply, you add the powers. So you have 3 to the, that's when you have the same base. The base is 3. The powers are 3 and 7. So if you add 3 plus 7, what do you get?
10.
So what's the answer, Marietta?
A.
That's it. There's your answer. Very good. All right, Marietta. So you had that one right?
Yeah, I had it right. I had just that I didn't know how to do the thing.
What?
That's it. I have the answer ready. It's just that I didn't know how to convert it to the decimal. That's why.
Oh, okay.
That's why I asked Maureen how to do the thing.
Okay, but with the exponents, you just follow the exponent rules. If you're multiplying, same base 3, the powers of 3 and 7, you add the powers. Now, if you're dividing, what do you do to the exponents? Anybody? What's the rule when you're dividing?
You subtract, miss?
You subtract. When you have the same base, you subtract the exponents. So, Marietta, what would be the answer for number 6?
C.
That's right. Very good. 8 to the 9th, 9 minus 9, you give you 8 to the 0. So answer C. Very good. Okay.
For once I got them right.
Mhm. Okay, because we just did, because there's some other rules that we'll look at later for exponents. Now, I just want to quickly go through something about the exponents. And just like I just said, they have a base and a power. 4 to the second. 4 is the base, 2 is the power. The exponent just shows how many times you use the number in a multiplication. So 4 to the second means 4 times 4. Now, I want to look at, okay.
I want to stretch my legs a little bit.
Okay. 8 to the 4th. When you expand this means 8 by itself 4 times. 8 to the second is 8 by itself 2 times. We sometimes call exponents powers. Okay. And this is another way of writing the exponent. The 2 to the 4th can be written 2 with this little caret 4. That means 2 to the 4th power. Okay, if you have a negative, remember you flip it and it becomes positive. So 4 to the minus 2, let me make that bigger. 4 to the minus 2 is 1 over 4 to the plus 2. And 4 times 4 is 16. So 4 to the minus 2 is 1 over 16. So remember that about negative
So when you see
exponents.
that, miss, you have got to flip it and put the 4.
Yeah, flip it, make it
bottom.
positive. That's it. Flip it and make it positive. Now, I want to look at applying the rules.
Wait, excuse me, Miss Babs. That one is a little hard for me. I didn't understand this one you're talking about.
What, the negative?
Yeah, the 4 to
Okay, when you have a negative power, see, -2, that's a negative power,
yeah, I
right?
know.
So negative power becomes the reciprocal. That's why we say flip it. See, 4 to the minus 2. Let me just put this. You don't see the 1, but there's a 1 here. So let me just.
Oh, there's a 1 there. That's what I want to know.
Okay, there's a 1 there. Okay. Normally we don't put it, but there is a 1. So when we
Okay,
flip
okay,
it,
okay,
the
you
1
put
in
the
the
top
denominator is not in the numerator. The
Okay,
4 to the minus 2 is now 4 to the plus 2.
okay.
And when it's plus, we don't have to put it on the power.
Okay.
You got it? And
Uh.
then 4 to the second is 4 times 4, which
Oh.
is 16. Got it?
Okay.
So, miss,
Yes, question.
I'm strolling a little bit. So strolling a little bit, yes. So when I see the example 2 to that sign for
This caret,
yeah, is the same as 2 to the 4th power.
that's right. When you see
Okay.
this caret followed by a number, then that number is a power that follows the little caret. So if you have a problem sending exponents back to me, you can use this symbol.
Can you hear me, Miss Barbara?
Yes, I hear you, Maureen.
Okay.
All right. Some of you have used this. Maureen, didn't you use this?
I use that like when I'm doing the exponent. I want to put
Yeah.
the number at the top.
Yeah,
there.
yeah. Well, sometimes people, well, for some reason, maybe they can't write the exponent. They put the little caret there, and that's the same as saying you're raising it to the power. So 2 caret 4 means 2 raised to the 4th power.
That's the easy way, miss, because sometimes lucky I know how to do it now on the calculator.
Right. Okay. So if I gave you the little caret, just remember it's acting just like, the power. Whatever follows it is an exponent. All right. Now,
Let me do this. Let me write it down.
questions? Remember, you're gonna get this, Marietta.
No, I just want to write it down just in case I
Yeah,
don't.
yeah, okay. Because the whole session here, I'll send to you.
Oh,
Now I want to go over some exponent rules now. When you have the same base, you add the exponents. And that's what we just did.
okay.
The same base. Now, let me go back up here.
Let me raise my foot a little bit.
Miss, you said we will get the sheet too, miss?
Yeah, you get what I'm going over now. I'll send this to
Okay.
you, the whole session. Now, okay. Now, let's see. Let me, okay, like here, same base, the one you had in your assignment. The base is 3, exponent 3, base 3, exponent 7. Same base, just add the powers. 7 plus 3, 10, right? Now, that was pretty straightforward. When you have the same base, you just add the exponents. Now, what if you have a different base? You can't just add them. Or if you have a different base and a different power, you can't just add them. And I'm giving you some examples here. Here, the base, what's the base of this?
Okay, all right. Okay.
That's
What's
2.
What's the base? Is 2.
Yeah.
Maureen, go to mute. Talking offline, go to mute, Maureen. Okay, so the base, Mercedes, you said was what?
2.
2. Okay, what are the powers?
The powers are 3 and 2.
3 and 2. So same base, add the powers. Maureen? Maureen, go to mute. Okay, so same base, just add the powers. 3 plus 2, 2 to the 5th, and then 2 to the 5th is 2 times itself 5 times, and that's 32. Got it? That's one with just like,
Miss.
what's the,
See, I see it written like this. Do I have to write equal 2 to the 3rd plus 2? Do I have to write that? I could have go straight to the answer.
no, you don't have to write that, because usually,
I could just go to 3.
remember when I give you multiple choice, I don't give you the 3 to 2. I give you
Okay.
just what you get
Well,
from
just
adding.
a sample, just to remind us to
No, I'm doing this for simplification. Okay.
Okay, gotcha,
Yeah,
gotcha.
but when I give you a multiple choice, I just give you the sum when you add. And keep in mind, you got to follow your sign rules. Okay. Now, just to make sure you follow your sign rules, let's see. Let me just take this. I'm going to copy this. Okay. Okay, I'm going to stay with the same base. Okay. All right. Now, 2 to the 3rd. Now, let me just make this. Okay. All right. I want to make this minus 2. Now, 2 to the 3rd times 2 to the minus 2. So that means that would be 3 plus a minus 2, right? And I'll put it in parentheses, minus 2. All right. Now, what is that equal to, Mercedes? What would this exponent be right here?
1 with 5?
Yes. What would that power be?
If I use the next one, if I do 2 to the 3rd power plus minus 2 in the bracket.
Yes. What's that equal to? What's the power?
That would
Out
be,
of 5, what is it?
it would be 2 to the,
Remember your sign rules. What do you do when you adding unlike?
you
subtract. So what would be the number?
the answer would be 4.
No.
No, wait, no, miss. 6.
No. Maureen, are you there?
Yeah.
Miss,
What's a
I am
3
not-
plus a minus 2, Maureen?
3 plus minus 2 minus 2.
No.
1.
1.
Oh,
No, miss, let me tell you why I say 4 the first time or 6. I look at the 2 to the 3rd power and I multiply the 2 3 times and get that and get 8, and then I subtract 2 from the 8.
No.
That's what I did.
No. We said 2 to the 3rd power times 2 to the minus 2. Same base, add the powers. So 3 plus or minus 2. Follow your rules of signs. They are unlike, you subtract. So a minus 2 and a 3 gives you a 1, but the 3 is a plus, right? So that means your answer is going to be a plus because the 3 is a bigger number, right? So subtract the 2 from the 3 and you get a 1, but the 1 is a plus because the 3 is a plus bigger than the 2 that's a minus. We're talking absolute value.
I understand that clearly, but in my mind, I thought I should have multiplied up the 3. It's 2 times 2 times 2, then subtract the 2 from the answer.
No, but if you follow
But
your
when
rules, same base, you add the powers.
Okay.
You add the powers. When the bases are the same, you add the powers. That's your exponent rule. Got it? Add the powers. Keep your rules of signs. You got to know your rules of your signs and you have to apply them, right? So 2 to the 1 is just the number 2. You got it? Now, that's where the base is the same. They both are 2. Now, what if you have the bases are different? You can't just say add the powers. You've got to expand each one and then multiply. So 2 to the third is 2 times itself 3 times. 3 to the third is 3 times itself 3 times. 2 times itself 2 times is 8. 3 times itself 3 times is 27. And when you multiply 8 by 27, you get the number 216. Any questions when your bases are different? Those rules only apply when the bases are the same, like here. When they are different, you've got to expand the powers, okay?
Okay, so this is an example of the future.
This is an example of when the bases are different. Here the base is 2, here the base is 3. So you've got to expand both of the,
Gotcha, miss. The base
got it?
is
2 to the third, 2 by itself 3
yeah,
times.
three,
3 to
yeah,
the third, 3 by itself 3 times. Multiply them out because that's what the exponents mean, right? Multiplication.
okay,
And
gotcha.
then you can multiply the results and get the
But the
answer.
top no, the top no, because the base are the same, we subtract. When we go over the other side,
No, when the bases are the same, you add. We adding. It's just that we subtracted here because of the signs being different.
okay,
But that's still an addition of unlike signs.
okay.
Addition of unlike signs means to subtract.
So apply the rules right there, just the same.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right. Just remember your signs. You're still adding, but you're adding unlike signs. But to add unlike signs, that's a subtraction. Got it? So don't get that confused with the division where you're subtracting. Multiplication, you always add the powers. Now, they may not have the same signs. If they have different signs, it means you have to subtract. Got it? Now, this last example.
Miss Barbara, are you hearing noise in my background still?
Yes.
Oh, that's why I keep going off and on.
Yep, I still hear it. Okay. So now I have different bases, different powers. There's a base of 2, base of 3, power of 3, power of 2. You do it the same as you did for same powers, different bases. You expand it and then multiply. 2 to the third is 2 times itself 3 times. 3 to the second is 3 times itself 2 times. And then take the results. 8 times 9, you get 72. Any questions on exponents when your bases and your powers are different? Questions?
No, thank you, Mr. Got
okay, now I want you to do these. Now I'm going to some practice problems to make sure you understand, and I will be calling on each one of you. Okay, now I think the first 2 I'll have Maureen do. Maureen, what's the answer for number 1? What's the answer?
Okay. A. 1, 2, 3, 4.
How many 7s times 7s do you see?
Huh?
7 times itself, how many times?
7 times itself, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
So what would be the answer?
B.
B, that's right. Because the power represents the number of times you're multiplying, right? So answer B. Okay, Maureen, now I want you to also do number 2. Let me put it all on. Okay. Now find the value, the standard form of the power 9 to the second. What would be the answer, Maureen?
D.
Which one?
D as in dog.
D as in dog. Very good. 9 times 9 is 81. Everybody with me? Yes?
Yes, miss.
Okay. Now, Marietta, I want you to do number 3. What special word do you use for the exponent 2 when you see it in a expression? What does the 2 mean? Cubed, squared, boxed, or triangle? Which answer would you say?
B.
Very good. Okay, answer B. All right. Now, let's go to number 4. Marietta, still you for number 4. Okay. How do you correctly say this 4 and this to the 3rd power? How do you say which one? Is it A, B, C, or D?
I say,
I don't hear you.
if it's,
Marietta, I can't hear you.
yeah, where are you? I see the thing. Okay, how do you correct the
4 raised to the 3rd power. What would it be? What answer?
4 to the 3rd power?
Yeah, which answer would it be? A, B, C, or D?
3 squares, 4 squares. I'll say 4 to the power of 2. D,
What does D say?
4 to the power of 2.
What's the power on this 4 to the 3rd? What's the power? What's the power?
I say,
It's a
Yes,
3
it's a
square.
3.
Wait, I'm talking to
She can't
Marietta.
see it.
Marietta, you can't
No,
see this? This is
three.
Marietta, can you see that?
Yeah, I could see it.
Okay, so what's the power here?
B.
No, what's the power here?
Where?
Right here.
Oh, 43rd. That's 3.
That's a 3, right? So what would be the answer? A, B, C, or D?
I say A.
Well, what's the base? The base is a 4, not a 3.
Oh, okay.
So
I had said B, but you didn't hear me, so I said A.
you said what?
I had said B.
Yes, but this is a 3. Squared means a 2.
Oh, okay.
So what's the answer?
B.
You just told me B, right?
Uh-huh.
Squared means 2. This is a 3.
Which one is the 3? Oh, squares is the 2.
Yeah, that means power of 2. So what's the answer?
C.
C, that's right. Cube means to the 3rd power.
I didn't know.
Yeah, I know this is probably new to you, but whenever you see cubed, that means to the 3rd power.
Okay.
Got it?
No, but you didn't thing, and then it was
Squared means to the 2nd power.
I was
Cube means to the 3rd power. Well, it can't be A because that's not a 3. The base is a 4. So it has to be either B, C, or D, but squared means to the 2nd, that's a 3, right? 4 to the power of 2, well, that's a 3, so it can't be D, so it has to be 4 cubed. Questions?
No, now I understand it.
All right. Chastity, are you there?
Hi, yes, I'm here.
Okay. Number 5, which number is the exponent? A, B, or C?
C.
The exponent?
Yeah.
The power?
Wait, I'm sorry. I don't have my glasses on.
2
The
to the 3rd equal A.
Eight.
Chastity, which number is the exponent? The power?
The power is 2.
2 is the base.
Oh, I'm sorry, 3. Oh,
3.
man.
So what
Sorry.
would be the answer?
B.
B, that's right.
I don't have my glasses. I'm sorry.
Okay, so 2 is the base, 3 is the
Is-
power. You got it?
Yes.
Okay, now number 6. Which number is the base? A, B, or C?
Which number is the base? 2. A.
A, very good. Okay. Answer A. All right. Mercedes. Number 7. What is the exponent form for the factors? A or B?
B.
B, because it's 5 times itself 3 times, 5 to the 3rd power. Answer B. Okay. Now, how would we write y times itself 4 times using exponents? What's the answer? A, B, C, or D, Mercedes?
B.
B. Very good. Okay. Okay, Maureen.
Yeah, Miss Barbara.
Number 9. How would we write number 9 using exponents?
Okay, let me see.
Which answer? A, B, C, or D?
I would say D.
Very good answer. Everybody got D? Maureen is correct. X plus 2 times itself twice. There's your power of 2. And X plus 3 there just once. And there it is right there. Questions? Okay, Maureen. Number 10. How would you simplify? Number 10. What's the
3.
answer?
Let me see.
These are the dots of times.
I know.
Okay.
So it be okay. 3 plus is 36.
Okay.
M to the third, which is A.
That's right. Very good. A. Excellent. Okay. Marietta, number 11. How would you expand X to the 5th, Y to the 3rd, Z to the 2nd? Which one of these choices would be correct? X by itself 5 times, Y by itself 3 times, Z by itself 2 times. What would be your answer?
B.
Which one?
B.
Expanded. Expanded. That means you've got to have X by itself 5 times, Y by itself 3 times, Z by itself 2 times. So which answer would it be, Marietta?
So it's A.
A, how many X's do you see in A?
I can see 2, but
Oh, you need it bigger?
yeah.
Okay, make it bigger. Okay, there we go. And this is, let's just make that bigger. Okay, so X 5 times, Y 3 times, Z 2 times. So what would be the answer?
C.
C, very good, because there you have X 5 by itself 5 times, Y by itself 3 times, and Z by itself 2 times. Very good, Marietta. So this is C. All right, answer C. Okay, now I want everybody to do 12. Okay, let me just make that bigger. Okay, all right. Now I want everybody to do 12. Now this is something we haven't gone over, but it's a substitution. It means that, let me just make it bigger. Okay, here we go. That means wherever you see a X, you want to put a -3. Where you see a Y, you want to put a 2. Okay, and tell me what you get. Everybody doing this one. Okay.
Okay.
If you see, what is it? 2 is minus.
Everybody's doing number 12. So this is a substitution. So where you see a X, you put a -3. Where you see a Y, you put a 2. And tell me what answer you get. Okay, so what this
Okay.
mean, I'll just put it, okay, equal. That means the X, and I'll just go ahead and make the substitution for you. So that's -3, and that's to the second power. Let's put the 2. All right. And then we want to multiply that by Y to the second. So Y to the second is 2. Substitute the 2. Okay. And raise that to the second power. And tell me what that's equal to. Anybody's got the answer? Do I hear an answer?
3, 2. 36.
36. Anybody got something
Yes,
different?
yes, 36. D.
Any different answers? So Maureen said D. Anybody got something different? Marietta, did you get 36?
Nope, I get 36 too.
Okay. Chastity, you got 36? Any different answers? Marietta, what did you get? Marietta,
Yes,
what answer did you get?
I had choose A, but it's not granting.
But a -3 times a -3, what's that equal to, Marietta? What's a -3 times a -3?
0.
No, multiplication.
Oh, multiplication.
-3 times a -3 is what?
It's a 9.
9. Okay, because minus times minus give you plus. What's a 2 times a 2? Marietta,
Yes.
2 times 2
4.
is 4. And what's 9 times 4, Marietta?
36.
36. There's your answer. Not a negative, right? Because a negative times a negative gives you a positive. Like signs multiply to give you plus. So you have a plus times a plus. Your answer is 36. Okay, now this one I want everybody to do. Number 13. Let me just make it bigger. And I want to know what answer everybody gets. Okay,
I can see nothing. Oh.
there we go. Making it bigger. Okay, 5 to the 5th people waiting in line for concert. If the concert auditorium will only hold 11 to the 3rd, how many people will not be allowed to enter the concert? So, waiting in line. Let me underline that. Auditorium holds 11 to the 3rd. Underline that. Okay. So I want you to solve that.
If the auditorium will only hold 11 over 3. Okay.
Everybody is working on that one, right?
Yeah.
Any answers from anybody? You can put this in your calculator. 5 to the 5th. Let's put that there.
What is 25th is
Okay,
5:30.
11 to the 3rd. That means you've got to find these. So 5 to the 5th was equal to what?
B,
Anybody?
Miss B.
5 to the 5th. I want to know what 5 to the 5th is. Anybody has that? What's 5 to the 5th?
3125.
Mercedes, go to mute.
Miss my answer, I got it.
Your noise is getting worse. Okay, 11 to the 3rd. Maureen, what did you get for 11 to the 3rd?
11 to the 3rd.
Mhm. What's your answer? Maureen,
Wow.
you put it on your calculator. What is that equal to? 11 to the 3rd.
1, 2 into 331.
1331. Okay, so 3,125 people waiting in line. The auditorium only hosts 1331. So the people not allowed would be the difference between these two, right? 3, 1, 2, 5 minus 1331. What is that equal to, Maureen?
Minus, sorry, B.
Yes, 1794. Okay, 17.
Miss, I get that answer first.
No, I know you did, Mercedes. I heard you. You
Sorry,
had
I
it.
thought you didn't hear me and I texted it into you.
No, I understood exactly. I just want everybody else to catch up to you, okay? Okay, so the answer is B. A-N-S-W-E-R-B. All right, answer B. Marietta, did you get that?
But it's that I don't understand.
What happened?
I get the answer thing, but I want to know how do you go if it's multiplied.
No, did you find 5 to the 5th? You could put the 5 and then put the power. Did you do that on your calculator?
No, I didn't do it in the calculator. I was trying to figure it out.
You're trying to multiply 5 by 5 by 5 by 5. Well, if you do that, you could put 5 by itself 5 times. You should still get 3,125, right?
Yeah.
And then 11 times itself 3 times would be 1331. And then when you subtract, you know how many in line, you know how many in the auditorium hall. The difference will be the ones that cannot get in because
No, because I thought I
those.
was wrong when
Marietta, I don't hear you.
I said I thought I was wrong.
Okay.
You hear me?
What did you say? You saw what?
I said I thought I was wrong when
No, you're right. 1,794 people will not be allowed to enter the concert.
Yeah.
Okay. Questions? Okay, just one last question. Okay. Now, this is really scientific notation, but I think you can figure it out. Let's see. You raise 10 to the $7. How much money did the class raise? Okay. What does that 10 to the 7 represent? Which one of these? A, B, C, or D? Anybody got an answer?
I got D.
What did you get, Marietta?
I got D.
You got D?
Mhm.
No. What does 10 to the 7 mean? It means 10 by itself 7 times. Can't be 70. That's too small. Right?
I multiplied 10 by 7.
No, you don't multiply 10 by 7. 10 by 7 means 10 by itself 7 times. In other words, 10 times 10 times 10 times up to 7 times. So it can't be 70. That's too small.
I just put 10 times.
No, 10 times 10 is 100. So you know it's bigger than 100. You got to 10 to the 7 means 10 by itself 7 times.
Yeah.
So Maureen, which one would you say?
Um,
And remember that 7 is the number of times you move your decimal point to the left. So which would you say, Maureen?
10,
I got
1,
Which one, Maureen? A, B, C, or D?
7. I get, okay, I'm gonna see what I get from my calculator.
D.
1 times 10 to the 7. 10 to the $7 is 1 times 10 to the 7. Okay. So when you have this means 1. Let's see, let's put here 1
Okay, 10.
times
D, I get D.
1
And
times
so
10.
1,
Wait, let's see. Let me
2,
shake this out.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, enter.
1 times 10. No, you don't have to put this on the calculator, Maureen. 1 times 10 to the second, 7th. What's that equal to, Maureen?
17,000.
No. 1
No.
times 10 to the 7.
Oh, B,
Which one?
B.
That's 8 zeros. It's got to be 7.
Oh,
So what's the answer, Maureen?
yeah.
A. Answer A.
Oh, yeah, I cut my like 7 yeah.
Answer A, right? You move your
Yeah, yeah.
decimal point over 7
Yeah,
places, and it's
yeah,
behind the
yeah.
1, and that's 1 times 10 to the 7th. Got it? That's scientific notation. We'll get into that next time. All right, you did really good on those. Any questions on anything we've gone over? I'll have to give you some more pie charts because only Mercedes sent her work in. So I don't know what that means. Did you try them and you didn't do them? Or did you not try them? Do you now understand them? And the only way for me to know that is we go over it in class, or you try them and I check your work. Okay. So I'll give you a couple of more probably pie chart problems, and then we'll continue with our exponents. All right.